Today I'm going to be installing my passenger puddle light. So I have a Honda Accord. I'll figure out how to insert a clip here. And I wanted some puddle lights because my car didn't come with any. I have a Honda Accord 2020 10th generation, and for some reason this generation didn't come with puddle lights. So I got online on YouTube and found some videos and found some different people that had installed the lights. And so I followed the video, bought all the things, and I was able to install the driver's side puddle light. But I got beside myself and got all excited and didn't watch the video while I was installing the second light for the passenger side. And I don't know what I did wrong, but I was driving and I looked over and I smelled something, and the entire light, it blew up. So I bought some replacement items, and I'm just going to try to restore the passenger light and watch the video like I'm supposed to, instead of thinking I am some magical car person, because it's not what I do. So I bought 2 lights. I'll put out the links down below of what I used, and I feel like this may be the wrong light. I'm really not sure. I hope not, because this is like a different company, but the light looks the same. It looks like exactly the same. So I'm praying to God's that. So you just need the lights. You need some T-tap connectors. You need some shrinkable tubing to go around your wire, because you have to extend the little connector that the light goes into. And I don't know how to solder, so this is what I used. You need a hot air gun to shrink the tubing. You need a Phillips head and a flat head to disassemble your door panel. You need a crimper to crimp the T-taps onto the wire. I've pulled my door panel off my car so many times that I don't need this, but this is a pry tool that you use to pry the door off. And I'm doing my car at night after my daughter goes to bed, because I have a 4-year-old. So I bought like this little light to help me, be able to see. And some scissors. And you're supposed to also have some wire cutters to strip the wire, but I have zero clue where my wire cutters are. So I'm probably going to use the scissors, or just like use a razor blade to strip the wire. So the first thing you have to do is you have to take this wire, this wire, and you have to extend, I'll show you. Should have opened all this stuff first. You have to extend this. You have to take this and extend it to this to make it long enough, because the puddle light sits at the bottom of the car, but where you're going to connect the wires is like up above by the door handle. So this needs to be long enough. So that's how you do it. And then you're going to tap into the door's power with these T-taps. That's the best way I can explain the video I watched. He used like these little T-taps, and essentially on the other door I did, you just kind of clamp it. I don't know if you can see. You clamp it around the wire where you want the power from, bow, and then you connect, what do? You connect the light. Yeah, you connect the light into this little thingy here to give yourself some power. So I'm going to hit pause and connect the wire, and then I'll come back and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, y'all, so I'm gonna record it so you can see the parts that I did that I couldn't find. So this video is gonna be like crappy, but I'm just trying to help somebody, some girl out there, you know what I'm saying, that's doing her own thing. So this is the wire. You gotta strip, like expose some of the wire, and then you gotta connect it to this. You gotta make sure red matches red and black matches black. So you just twist these together, and then you put this tubing around it and use the hot air gun, when you put heat to this tube, it shrinks. And that way, you know, it's probably a better way to do it, like solder, but number one, I don't know what that is. And number two, I don't know how to do it. And then the other end, you're gonna connect these little things to it. I don't know what they're called. I just know that they came in the kit with the assortment of T-taps. And when I learn how to do YouTube videos the proper way, I will learn how to put the link below this video so you know where the heck I got all this stuff from. So yeah, BRB. Okay, so I had to add another piece to the video. So before you twist this wire together, I don't know if you can see it, I got red versus red. You gotta slide this tube on first. So now I gotta take this apart to slide the tubing on there. So yeah, really slow down. I don't even know why I'm in a rush, but just take your time because this stuff isn't cheap and you know, you don't wanna mess anything up. This is like my second time trying to do this and you don't wanna have the same problems I did, so. Okay, y'all, I don't know if you can see, but this is how it's supposed to look when you got the wire all twisted together and you slid on like your little shrink tubey thingies. And I'm gonna use the hot air gun, boom. And it's really, really hot. I used this to black out my tail lights, which I'll show in another video or short because I didn't record it, but it like burned my hand. Look, it's really hot, so be careful. So it don't take like direct heat or a lot of heat, but once you, some videos say that you can even use like a hair dryer, but I just went ahead about the hot air gun. But when you apply heat to this tubing, it's gonna kind of like shrink and protect where you've exposed and twisted the wire together so the light will work. So I'm gonna do that and come back and I'll show you how it looks. So here's the after. After I used the heat gun, you see how it kind of melted the wire, the tubing over the wire? I probably could do a better job at like making that shrink around there some, but that's how it's supposed to look. I may do a few more seconds of heat just to make sure I do it right this time because I do not want to do this again. I do not. Okay, y'all, I'm gonna do this other step while I'm outside of the car because last time I was doing all this in the car and it was just a waste of time. So these little, I don't even know what you call them, but the connectors that are gonna connect to the light, you have to put these on the other end of the wire right here, boom. And so the way that you put it on there, you have to use this crimper here. And you stick the wire into this hole, right? You see the hole right there. So you stick the wire into the hole, boom, and then you crimp it closed with this tool here. And y'all, I'm a girl, like you could probably crimp this on that wire with like regular pliers, or I could not do it. I was not strong enough. So I went and got the tool that the guy used in the YouTube video that I followed, and it still was a struggle. It made it a little bit easier, but if you have somebody helping you or some muscle around, just see if they can just squeeze it on there for you. And you have to squeeze it like this way. You can't like do it that way. You have to make sure it's facing this way when you crimp it. So I can't record this part and do this because I need like 2 hands. So I'll show you what it looks like when I'm done. Whew, y'all, I swear to God, it should not be this hard to get these little things to stay on here. This was like so hard. I literally like used all the muscle that I had to put these damn things on here. So it better. When I say it better work, or I'm going to be driving around with one damn floodlight because the amount of strength I had to use to crimp this thing on here is insane. This is when you wish you had a man, but I don't. I'll just use all the strength I got. So now I'm gonna go to my car. I have to take off the door panel, use the T-taps, make sure I connect the freaking wire to the, y'all, black to black, red to red. I feel like that's what I did, but something happened. I don't know if it was a faulty light or if it was something that I did, but it blew the hell up, like literally. So I'm gonna get my tools, my pry tool, you need a Phillips, and you need a flathead, screwdriver. So now I'm just gonna go to the car and see if I can do this the right way. Okay, this is definitely gonna be a crappy part of the video, but I'm gonna show you what I did before I do it. So with the Honda, you have to take this whole door panel off to put the light on, right? So I don't know if you can see, but like right here, it's a little notch. You have to pry that up, and then it's a screw under there, and then the whole door will pop off. So I'm gonna set this camera up on a tripod and pray to God y'all can see what I'm doing. Okay, y'all, so I'm pretty sure, I don't even know if you can see. I don't know if you can see this, but I'm gonna show you anyway. So when you use the flathead and you go in the little notch, it pops off this right here. It is two, well, on the driver's side door is two, but on the passenger, you just gotta disconnect this little thing here. So it's a little button you push. You can just wiggle it and then it comes out. So and then normally it would be a screw right there. But since I already blew up one light and I knew I was gonna be doing this again, I didn't even bother to put the screw back because I knew I was gonna have to fix the door. So after you take the screw out, this should pop right off. So I'm gonna back the camera up some, guys. I'm so sorry. This video is gonna like suck. So you should just be able to, I may have to use the pry tool because I haven't done a whole lot, but really I should be able to, you gotta like find a little space. The first time I did it, the space was at the bottom. Really, it'd be easier to use the, oh, here we go. So, see, I even put it back on the door all the way. So you just pull this. See, this whole thing comes off. So I'm gonna put this out the way. So once you get the door off, this is what tells the car that the door is open. I don't know if you can see it. That's the thing that tells the car the door is open. And this is what you use to like lock the door and let the window up and down. And so essentially I will tap on the passenger side door. The wires are different. You're gonna tap into the, oh my God. You're gonna tap into, it's a green wire right here. Let me see if I can zoom in. Okay, yeah. It's a green wire right there. And then it's also a green wire right here. So you're gonna take your T-tap connectors and you're gonna squeeze them around those two wires. And that's how you're gonna get your power for the light. So I think what I did wrong the last time, I hope this is right. Like one wire goes here and then one wire goes here. And so in the video, he had the black wire going here and the red wire going here. And I asked chat, I don't know if that matters, but I think I crossed the wires. I think I had red up here and black down here. So I'm gonna do it the other way and see if that works. I mean, the light always worked, but it stayed on and it never went off. And I think it's because I had the wires crossed. So once I get everything connected, like with the T-taps, I'll show you what it looks like. Okay guys, so now I have the T-taps on the wire. So in the video, he said the green wire. So I think I made 2 mistakes. So this clearly is a green wire, right? And it's a bigger green wire. So I used the blue T-tap, which had like a wider, essentially it's like a blade in the middle of this T-tap thing, and you open it up and then you squeeze the T-tap over it and it kind of taps into the electrical part, if that makes sense. And they come in different colors, and I realized that different colors, the place where you snap the wire in is wider. So like I use the red one here, but it's because the wire that I was tapping into is smaller, and I pray that's a green wire. It looks green to me. I used another wire the last time and that's what happened. So maybe it could have been that. So I used a red one there and a green one there. So then after you do that, you take your light and you plug it into those really hard connectors that I told you. It took all the strength of Zeus to get on the other wire. And then essentially you're supposed to just be able to connect it and it works. So I'm gonna like connect each piece, and then I'll either take a picture or a video because I don't know which one is going to be better. So here's the light. Let's see what happens. Okay, so this piece right here, this little piece I'm holding here, goes in here. It goes in there. And then you take this right here and you connect it into the T-tap. So it's one for here, and it's one for here, like that. And the light's supposed to work. So I don't know if I got the wires crossed the last time, but in the video, I'm doing exactly what he did. He had the black wire, he put that one up here. He had the red wire, he put that one down here. He connected the light and it worked. So I'm gonna connect all this and pray to God I don't blow myself up, and we'll see what happens. Okay, y'all, we was having technical difficulties. Something was flashing and I thought it was this light child, but I got on the headlight because I'm working in the dark sort of kind of at night, and it was flashing. That's let me know it needs to be charged. Anywho, it's working. Yay. So what's gonna let me know it really works is if it shuts off when I close the door. So I'm gonna reassemble everything and we'll see how it goes. But a few things to remember so you won't mess up like I did. When you connect everything, like, see, I had to connect this, I had to connect that, but you have to make sure this goes back into the door, and you have to make sure that that piece that you took out of the power you took out, you have to plug all that back in to make sure that the light works. So the light is working, as you can see, and when I put this all back together and I close this door, this light better work, because this is like taking a whole bunch of days. So be right back. Okay guys, I'm back after assembling the door. And the light is on. But remember I told you the last time the light was on, but the light stayed on when I closed the door. So let's see what happens. Okay, the light is off. Open the door, light comes on. Thank you. Now I have 2 working puddle lights for my Honda Accord. So I'm still nervous because I want to make sure the light works in the morning or it doesn't like shut off or anything. Guys, I know this was a horrible first YouTube video, but I really just wanted to get it out and record like my journey on my car. I am not a professional. I just woke up one day and decided to do some modifications to my car to kind of keep myself busy. Maybe one day I'll do a Q&A when I get some people who actually care, and we can talk about the reasons why I decided to do this to my car. So far I've done the puddle lights. I've also blacked out my lights in the back, the tail lights. I peeled off the like sticker that comes when you buy the car from the dealership. Mine said Scott Clark. So I took that off. but I blacked out the Honda emblem. I have a Sport emblem that I blacked out, and I blacked out the Accord. So I had also blacked out or smoked out the front, the headlights, but it was way too dark. I could not see like anything, so I had to take it off. Next, I'm going to do the chrome delete for the trim of the car. And then I'm also going to do the chrome delete for this part right here. I know it's dark, but this actual part of the car is also chrome. So I'm going to delete that. And then I'm also going to black out the Honda emblem. I also plan to do my rims. And then the very last step, my plan is to vinyl wrap my own car. I have like some dings and some scratches that I need to get out first. So if anybody starts watching these videos and they have any pointers that I could use, I would greatly appreciate it. Because I'm also going to tint my windows as well. I live in the state of Florida, so I know it's like laws. And sometimes I can't tell if I need to tint my windows. Like I feel like I can barely see in there. But then sometimes in the day I feel like everybody can see in my car. So I don't know. But those are my plans for my car. I really appreciate you guys for being patient with me. I know this is going to be a super rough video, but I mean, I am not a car person, but if I can figure this out, you guys can figure it out too. So until next time, see you guys later.